Hello, what is happening, everybody, and welcome to a game submitted by Mr. Timmy something, or Sneaky like a sneak. In other words, he just sent me this. Also, just personal little thing. You have to submit your comment on the giveaway video itself, just make things way easier for me. Usually, you could comment like on just the regular videos, but it makes it way easier for me. Plus, there's still a bit of time. I'm gonna have to postpone the announcement thing, the whole thing thingy, until that'll be Thursday, aka tomorrow, from when you're watching this video. So, basically, because I don't have time today, I barely have time for this cast. I gotta go watch Maze Runner in a little bit. So, this is hopefully a quick game. I didn't actually see the game time itself, so hopefully it's gonna be within my time limit. It should very much be, but I'm looking forward to it anyway. We got a Crystal Maid, we got a Pudge, Chaos Cow, a lot of Huskars as of lately, Clinks too. But yeah, Phantom Assassin, Alchemist, and Ogre Mage, a couple of heroes I'm very much looking forward to seeing. And Earth Shaker, you can never get enough of the Bassy guy, and also the Juggernaut to boot. So this right here is hopefully going to be one hell of a game. And yes, the HUD is perfect now. Absolutely. And the mid hero should probably be the Pudgy boy. He is the closest that you come to a mid, but then again, his build is kind of goofy. One Clarity, one Tango, and a Ring of Reach. And generally, you either want to be going for the bottle really, really fast, or you can just go regular mid build. And again, Clinks looks to be the man to do it, so might actually work out for the Pudge anyway. Healing Self, Tango, Slippers of Agility, and 2 Iron Branches should give him a bit of an easier time lasting, but then again, his base damage is quite so low. Biblical Hero in 69 will be on him. Teaming up with the Sneaky like a sneak on the Earth Shaker. I love the helmet there, buddy. Looks absolutely neat. Though you might want to get your totem replaced. I don't know. I'm a sucker for great totems. Might do a giveaway with a totem at some point. Crazy Larry will be on the Juggernaut offlane. Juggernaut actually and Volt will be down in the safe lane together with the gnarly wall. Not even sure if that's how the hell you say that, but yeah. That'll be the Crystal Maiden down there, the Huskar, and the Pudge. They're contesting for the room. Pudge will go ahead and pick it up just by being sheer massive. It's by being a big boy, and yeah, he's going to be putting on his big boy pants, going to be going for a hook. Was probably a bit dangerous, plus you're going up against the Chaos Cow. No chance you're going to be getting him. If anything, it's the Huskar, but those Burning Spirits, they hurt very, very badly early on. So it's going to be Kazadox playing him. You also got Blockmaster on Spirit Breaker. And on the middle lane, it will be the Clinks versus the Phantom Assassin. That's a matchup I'm really excited to see. Derek Masters is going to be on him, I assume. I think that's what his name is. And then we'll be having the double Ogre lineup. And we'll be having the Alchemist. I'm lost with these names. With this name, man. Ogre Maggie, of course, picked up by Dark Dendem. So here we go. We're going to be getting on with the game. Starts should be relatively aggressive down on the bottom lane, seeing the fact that we have like a double farming lineup up on top. The bottom lane is definitely the one with the most kill potential right now, especially with the Pudge Crystal Maiden combination. If Pudge can manage to hook a hero underneath the tower and Crystal Maiden lands a Frostbite, that's a dead hero, no matter if it's Huskar or Spirit Breaker. Most likely Spirit Breaker. Unless, yeah, he should not be able to cast spells through the Frostbite, which means that basically he can't charge away. Middle lane seems like it should be a rather simple lane for the Clinks to win, though PA will be having a decent time just because Clinks doesn't have that massive right-click damage. She's actually chosen to go for the bottle, a bit of a mistake in my book. I think she should just be going straight for the Blades of Attack, try to see if she can get a bit of attack damage and help secure those assets. And actually, yeah, just going to be jumping on the Clinks here. Both of these heroes are kind of, yeah, they're very much glass cannons early on, actually. They do a lot. Well, not really a lot of damage. They're not even glass cannons, they're just glass houses. Oh, the hook onto the Spirit Breaker. The Frostbite was in place too, but there's no Crystal Nova, so no immediate nuke. Huskar, I don't think they're going to get him unless they can get some of the hook damage worked up. Because they need the pure damage to kill him off. His magic resistance is already up at 43. But he only has a physical damage resistance of 7, so right clicks is the way to go. Middle lane PA slowly catching up to the Clinks here, actually somewhat dominating this lane, and You don't want to be given space to a Phantom Assassin, especially not as a Clinks, because she's gonna one crit you. That's about it. That's about all that's gonna happen. She's just gonna smack you in the face and kill you. Sneaky like a sneak plus Crazy Layer up in the top lane. The Juggernaut's actually doing decently. Is that bottom lane? Yeah, they got the hook off on the Huskar, and that'll be the first blood. Spirit Breaker, I don't even know where he tried to charge, but he landed something. But that'll be the first blood on the Huskar, so that is probably for the better for yeah, basically this entire Radiant lineup. That was actually the best hero they could potentially kill, except for Alchemist. But then again, Alk is not finding much farm. Ogre is taking everything. Yeah, it's Ogre versus Ogre, and with Ogre Megi having the superior right-click damage, it's not much of a contest. So yeah, this Alki needs to start finding some farms soon, and Ogre needs to stop taking it away from him and start harassing, so they can actually get some of those fast Aghanim Scepters, because Ogre can benefit greatly from it, likewise can the Huskar, because he's really a hero you don't want to buy an Aghanim Scepter on. You genuinely want to be having something else farming it for you, because it's not that great of an item on him, but if it doesn't take up a slot or gold on his side, it's going to be absolutely great. Yeah, of course, like I said, Ogre Megi as well. If he can just go straight for the Bloodstone and have somebody else farm the axe for him, he'll be in very, very good condition. Actually, yeah, Fire Blast. Just onto the Juggernaut there, making sure he doesn't come up, get too many last hits. He's got 7 so far, so he's not doing half that bad. Yeah, PA actually on the middle lane, almost gonna get killed off here. There is a Fissure available. One Fissure, oh, he misses. The jukes are real out from Derek. So he's gonna be scot-free and just fine with a pair of boots and a bottle. I still think the bottle's a bit of a mistake, but you mainly get the bottle because of Rune Dominance, but I don't think that's gonna be that big of a factor in this game, just because the rotations from the Earthshaker I think are gonna be so heavy. And Biblical Heroine, he's going for the Wraith Band. He's actually going for the full Ring of Aquila. He's pretty much got it as well. It's going to be giving him a lot of Inisu time last hitting. Huskar getting the punch down the bottom lane, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 game so far, 4 minutes in. Top lane, got Crazy Larry, Boots of Speed, yeah, of course, Slippers of Agility, Clarity. Not really sure what you need the Clarity for, and generally you don't want to be putting 2 points in a Blade here. You don't have to skill everything. You can put some into stats, like 1-1-1 is generally a great build to go for, and just the rest in stats until you hit level 11. You can pop crits a bit sooner, or you could also drop the Healing Ward a bit, but you don't need to amp up the Battle Fury. It's not that great of a skill. It doesn't scale very well. Of course, it costs less mana, and the cooldown's a bit better, but you generally don't use it for the damage. You generally use it as like a free TP out BKB type deal, and you're not going to be getting into a fight every 46 seconds. And now, Huskar is going to get hooked by the Huskar. Or not. Huskar is going to get hooked by the Pudge. There we go. That's a bit better. So 5 minutes in, this Huskar has died twice. And he does have an urn already. Got, well, sort of poor last hits. So he's not in a very good condition. And he's got a PA in the middle lane to make up for it, though. She's doing relatively well too. Slippers of Agility coming in with a Stout Shield, so she's going to be getting the Poor Man Shield on her hands. That should amp up the tankiness a bit, but generally you want that by like minute 2 or something. Shaker boy. Plus Crazy Larry. This top lane has been very, very quiet, and Alchemist has basically been allowed to do nothing up here. He's gotten like 8 last hits so far. He's got 2 points into Grieval's Creep, but he doesn't even need it. Like, he doesn't even need the extra gold right now, because he's never going to be getting a high enough sequence. Generally, 1 point until you start jungling is absolutely fine. Like, you can just go Acid Spray or Unstable Concoction or even stats to improve your last hits. Looks like Ogre is going to be hopping off at least a little bit here. Yeah, this Alchemist, he's mainly auto-attacking, getting some nice gold there, though. Biblical Heroine, his Boots of Speed are going to be coming in soon. Down the bottom lane, Pudgy. He's going for, well, Winger Region and the Basilius. I'm not sure what this guy's going to be going for. Alchemist has DC, so they might want to consider waiting for him. Seems to be having some connection issues, but with the PA there, they could try to go for a fight. There is a Fissure available. It's the Juggernaut who's the tasty target. He's actually going to be jumping onto the Earthshaker. That should be a pickup, maybe, if the Fire Blast is going to be connecting. It's not. He Fire Blasted a Creep and Ogre. He's not going to be getting the pickup. Had he been on the money there a bit sooner, the Ogre, I hate to bash the Ogre. But so far, he's not been doing a very good job. He's been stealing farm from one of the most superior, or one of the potentially fastest farmers in the game. And he's not landing his fire blasts. At least he had to pop that on the Earthshaker so that PA had a chance to crit and finish him off. Because she's critting quite decently, but then again, up against the Clinks, that is not a problem. The crits are not reliable so far. So, yeah, Clinks is just going to be munching through and actually going to be gaining a pretty good advantage here. He's already level, what was he, 8? He's already level 8 versus level 6 Phantom Assassin, so... that is definitely something that he's going to be emphasizing on. But then again, the PA will be better later on in the game. 4-1 so far. We haven't really been seeing a whole lot anymore to this bottom lane right here, Pudge. He's looking for an urn as of right now. Has got the trinks in order. That's more for the roaming Pudge build, so as soon as he does get 6, I would say that he is free to go roaming. Could potentially be buying the Crystal Maiden a couple of levels too. Or they could send the Juggernaut down there for a bit of an easier... well, actually, they should just like leave him top, because right now that lane is pretty damn open. So, you can't really solo lane a Crystal Maiden too much. But you could kind of rotate the lanes around, maybe rotate the Shaker down there to kind of buy a bit of extra space. Because you have a lot of protection up in the off lane, top off lane, Radiant off lane. Oh, the charge in from the Spirit Breaker. Phantom Assassin almost dropping. Pudge, he is in a bit of trouble. It's 3 versus 2. Out goes the dagger too, and Pudge will be finished up. But what about the Crystal Maiden? I think she could get the kill with one more right click. She will. The aftermath of the Frostbite will be getting the pickup, and now Spirit Breaker, though, will be avenging. And when avenging the good old Phantom Assassin. But very nicely done by Crystal Maiden, making sure that they don't go empty-handed throughout that fight. And yeah, even though the Dire came out with a better exchange, it was still a bit of redemption to a 2-0. Or down a 2-0. So 6-3 so far. Juggernaut catching up somewhat. He's sitting at 23 last hits, and with the Clinks just farming away on the middle lane, he should be having that Orchid, which he's building right now, quite fast. It's not going to be helping out particularly much against the PA. Well, it is going to make her a bit less mobile and a bit more vulnerable in terms of damage, but... oh, the missed chance now, the jump in from the PA, but the damage from the Clinks is just too great. It's just going to be burning her down. PA doesn't really have a counter to this so far. They really need to kill off this Clinks, because he's going to be getting out of hand quite fast. Like, this guy is 2-0 with 29 last hits in 10 minutes. I mean, he's going to be rocking. And we got a bit of a pause going out. I think that's... well, the Alchemist did just return. So, he is a couple of levels behind. Not much compared to some of the supports. So, he should be able to catch up. But then again, it is a bit of a loss for him to be this far behind already. Basically, well, he's slightly less than center net worth. Crystal Maiden looking to be going for the early mech. With the Pudge getting his urn assembled now. Back in base. He bought a gauntlet too much, so he could be turning that into something else. I'm not even sure what he wants to be turning into. He can only turn it into a bracer, into drums, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Clinks going invis right before the charge connects, so there's nothing that the Spirit Breaker can do. And he doesn't really have anything to follow up with. PA in slightly late with the dust there. Sneaky like a sneak. Setting up there nicely in the offlane. Juggernaut. He's actually going for the fast Aghanim Scepter. Something I'm seeing a lot more than when Juggernaut used to be, you know, like the ultimate DPS hero, which was basically back before 6.84. I think, yeah, that was the not 6.84, 6.83 patch. That he used to be like the ultimate damage machine together with Troll Warlord, but now that they nerfed him after that, I've seen the Aghanim Scepter built a lot more, but I don't think that's the way to go in this particular game. They need more than one right clicker to be able to take down Huskar and a Phantom Assassin. But then again, the Omni Slash is a great way of dealing with the Huskar. If you can get him isolated, you just mash the R, and he's just going to end up dying. The magic damage resistance is not going to be helping him there. So he should be somewhat safe if he goes for that. But then again, it's a risky item to go for early on. Charge in. Onto the Juggernaut. He has an Omni Slash if he really wants to commit it. Gets stunned up right as the charge connects. And there goes the Omni Slash. Almost killing off the Spirit Breaker. Will be immediately. And now Shaker. He's in it with a dunk too. Nicely done. Double kill for the Radiant so far. He's getting blocked in though. The Jugger will end up falling, and so will the Shaker. But damn, that could have gotten a lot worse. They got a lot out of it to die. They got about 600 gold out of it. But man, oh man, that could have been way worse. Hannah Midas, the catch-up Midas from the Alchemist. I would say that's a pretty fair pickup now. Even though that he's sitting like third on the farming board, I mean, he's actually doing relatively well for himself. And now got the Hannah Midas with quite a bit of gold to spare. Plus he's got a pair of boots, so he's actually going to be catching up faster than I thought. Actually now sitting second. It's hard to catch up to Licklinch though. He got an excellent start to the game with a couple of kills, and that Orchid is not far away. It is not far away at all. Just going to be selling off his branches, and that Orchid is going to be working miracles up against the Ogre and potentially the Huskar too. Make sure that he cannot life break. Spirit Breaker, it doesn't really matter that much against the rest, but the Ogre Magi is going to be having such a problem up against that Orchid. Just because of the plain silence. Top lane. Got the Alchemist sitting in the jungle. He should get cleaned up if they see him. But they don't know he's actually sitting in there. He knows that they're right next to him, and he knows what angle they came from. They were ridiculously close to fighting him. If he walks out of the jungle now, Klinks will scout him. This could be a disaster if he decides to go for it. Nope. Actually abandons chase. Abandons the chase. Bottom lane. They have grouped up. They actually got the Pudge and the Crystal Maiden down there. Very, very sorry I missed that. Actually, Crystal Maiden ult was committed, but no kills on the Radiant side. And the rest of the Dire, they're just rotating north for now. There's a Klinks inside the woods. He just popped the Death Pact. So he's going to be absolutely fine. It's got a lot of HP for still a nice duration here. Looks to be going straight onto the Huskar. The follow-up is there, though. Out goes the Fisher. A bit of a wrong timing there. Charge in. In comes the Alchemist, too. Juggernaut tries to spin away. The Shaker, he doesn't have anything to shoot with. If he can only stay alive for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. There is a slam available. He's just going to be walking down, dunking them immediately. He's got another fish if he really wants to commit it. Triple stun. Almost quadruple. And Juggernaut, he wants to go right back in. He can actually get a kill in the Ogre. Try to get a redemption kill as well. Yeah, he's not fast enough, and now he's facing trouble. He's facing 3 heroes right there, and it will be a double kill for the Phantom Assassin, who's now picked up a Morbid Mask to boot, so should now be faring way better up against the Klinks, who did manage to escape with his life. He practically has the Orchid too. 2 Oblivion Staffs. Shouldn't be more than 800 as far as I know. Yeah, 775, so he is quite close to that Orchid. His GPM is actually quite nice. It's about a bit more than 300. It's a bit less than what you would expect from, like, well, higher skill players. This seems about, well, a tad below the skill level I play at. But then again, I don't pride myself on being good at Dota. I just know stuff. You gotta take it from me that way. I just know stuff from watching and talking to people and such. And playing at a higher skill level than I can actually play at. And it's also just about putting 2 and 2 together. Which is actually surprisingly easy in Dota. Spirit Breaker, going for the standard Mask of Madness build. Well, not really standard, it's kind of old meta, but it's still very durable, especially if you need DPS heroes, which this Dire team doesn't. Then I would say that, well, potentially like a Blade Mail would fare a bit better. Oh, just going to be jumping straight into the Pudge. They punch him up onto the high ground. Could be his redemption. There's another strike available. He might want to commit it. He's got the ulti there, and now it connects. Phantom Assassin is in a bit of trouble. So is the Spirit Breaker. Doesn't manage to get out of there. And I think that was actually a win for the Radiant. Yep. Not by much, but by a tiny amount. And with the score being back down basically to dead even, and the goal telling the same story. This is a bit of a very much pun intended dire situation. Basically, I'll say that teamfight wise, the Dire, they have the better shot. They got the dunk from the Earthshaker. They've got the ulti from the Crystal Maiden. They got a punch hook to kind of disable somebody, and they have the right clicks and the Omni Slash from the Juggernaut and the Clinks. Oh, the Unstable Concoction will be connecting on too. Alchemist, if he makes it out of this, that'll be super amazing, but his Chemical Rage is about to wear off. That should slow him down a bit. There's also a Fissure available. Creep is blocking him in. Nice Fissure will be connecting and will be trapping him on the wrong side, but in comes the rest of the team into an Echo Slam though, into a Crystal Maiden ulti, but they seem to be staying alive through it. No kill except for the Alchemist, but in comes the Omni Slash, and bye Phantom Assassin cleanup crew consisting of a Juggernaut, and he even makes it out of the grasp of the Huskar. And now Clinks actually being the cleanup crew on the back there, actually managing to get another kill, so it'll be a 3-4-4. Massive win for the Radiant, and maybe even more than that. Clinks, he doesn't have a Death Pact, but he could still do it if he orchids first and then goes. There it goes. The Searing Arrows, he needs to have high ground. The damage is being done. Huskar can't toggle that armlet. And bye-bye. And a bit of a late Fissure, so that'll actually be a team wipe. And Clinks is unstoppable right now. He's on 6 kills so far, so doing an excellent job. Shaker. He's got a Clarity, Arcane Boots. Gauntlets. Basically what you would expect an early game Shaker to have. Oh, the charge in from the Spirit Breaker. PA knows it, but she's committing a tad early. Now the charge might be coming through. He needs to find a Fissure. Not gonna happen. Tries to go for it at the very last second, but will end up going down. But now the counter initiation might be on point, though. There is a Clinks. He does not have a Death Pact still, but just gonna be committing full frontal assault towards that Spirit Breaker. Hook is gonna miss. It's gonna be connecting on a creep. And Dire side, they still have all the right clickers, but I fear they don't have the necessary team fight, because they're great at picking off individual heroes, but not taking on an entire team. Oh, the hook from the Pudge. Nicely done. Locks her in with the Dismember, and that'll be bye-bye PA, and in comes the ulti too. They're just munching through all of the HP. Clinks, though, is just going to be coming in as the cleanup and just getting himself onto a wicked sick, and Crystal Maiden will end up dying in the end of the Burning Spears, but damn the work she did that fight. A nice hook from Pudge, nice timing, just as the creep ended up dying. An Alchemist, once again the sole survivor. You should actually be second to highest on the net worth, with Juggernaut with his Aghanim Scepter being in third place. PA, he's got a Helm of the Dominator, but not much more than that. Yeah, Juggernaut. I'm wondering what he's going to be going for next, because he seems to be really adamant about getting that Aghanim Scepter. It kind of leaves me wondering, what is his next move? Is that just to improve his physical damage, or what is it? Is it to improve armor, make himself tanky? What does he actually want to do? Because I can't really get into the head of this Juggernaut. It's not a build I usually do, so I don't know what he's actually going to be working on. Crystal Maiden, yeah, she's got the mech. Going for the early Guardian Greaves as far as I can tell, but doesn't need the Blink Dagger that soon. You genuinely want the Earthshaker to be the initiation, so she just wants to be standing back and waiting for the fight to occur, and then just jumping, oh man, right on top of the Spirit Breaker there. Kling's coming in with the Searing Arrows too, and that'll be bye-bye Spirit Breaker. In the meantime, Shaker, he needs to find something, goes for the Enchant Totem and the Dunk too. They finish off the PA, they finish up the Huskar, and now it'll be the Ogre Magi who will be suffering the wrath and the fate of the Juggernaut. A triple kill for him, and he's now closing in on beating the Alchemist. He's never in the fights, and they seem to be quite angry. Nope, that's actually not him. That's Shaker just pointing out the fact that an Alchemist is pushing bottom lane. In my eyes, he's actually doing the right thing here, because the fact is that Dire, they have like a 5-core lineup. And that takes a lot of farm to get going. Which is basically one in each lane and one in each jungle, practically, to kind of sustain their craving for gold. Which is why generally you have supports, like try to spread it out, like the Radiant have done. They laned a bit weird, but they have a core hero in Klinks, Jogger, and potentially Pudge, like a semi-core. And then they have the 2 supports, the Shaker and the Crystal Maiden, which means that they'll be able to get a lot done for far less gold. But yeah, Crystal Maiden might end up going down. No, the hook back from Pudge finds the Spirit Breaker, and he should maybe end up going down. So much damage will end up going. So will the Crystal Maiden, though, and the damage wars between the Pudge and the PA goes for the hook, maybe finding the kill. Nope, not going to be on point. PA managing to stay alive through that lifesteal. But again, could have gone a lot worse. But yeah, like I was trying to say, a 5-core lineup, well, actually, I'm looking at the local Magi, like a 4-core lineup, it takes a lot more farm to sustain that particular lineup in terms of what they can do. So 3 cores is a lot more gold efficient. Like 2 cores and a semi-core is like ideal. Oh man, Klinks, I actually found the kill. He actually got it at the very end. I thought he wasn't going to get it, but he did prove me wrong. But yeah, 4 cores. It's like I'm talking about processors right now. But yeah, the 3-core lineup is way more cost efficient than the 4-core lineup. Like in terms of how much gold you can actually munch out of those creeps. And when your last hits are a bit weaker down at the lower skill levels, it's even way harder. When it's hard to find farm on cores, you can bet that having 4 of them doesn't make things any easier. Oh man, he just committed the Spirit Breaker. Orchid has been popped, but no follow-up. Or 4 heroes in the area. PA, I don't even know what she's doing. She's just munching, just walking straight through the tower, tanking all the damage in the world. And so is Ogre Magi. They aren't ready to take on this tier 2. The hook back from the Pudge. They could disable the support now. And they can actually go for the follow-up. You got the Juggernaut rotating in from the top. You got the Klinks kind of scouting ahead. He should be able to intercept here. It's the Huskar. I would say that's the target of choice right now. Maybe looks to be Juggernaut. He doesn't have... Oh man, the fissure was just off. I think had the Klinks tried to go for it, he might have been able to do something, but... Man, oh man. Oh man, the Pudge hook. Barely missing its mark. But yeah, I just want to take a minute to talk about the Klinks, because this guy seems to kind of know what he's doing, because it's not typical for a Klinks to go just, yeah, Power Treads, Orchid, into Monkey King Bar. But he knows, basically, I'm just going to point out the fact that he actually doesn't just follow a guide, that he actually knows what he's doing. It's the blur, basically. You want to be countering out the blur with this Klinks, and he knows that that's going to be his priority. That's to get rid of the Phantom Assassin, so the rest of the boys can just roll in and take out everybody else. His job is the Phantom Assassin, and the best way he can do that is by killing her as quickly as possible, by missing as little as possible with the Javelin, or basically, yeah, the MKB. So I'm wondering to see if he's going to be going for like full-on damage items, just to see if he can burst her down immediately, because of course it doesn't crit the True Strike, so that's a bit of a bummer. But the PA, being the glass cannon that she is in the late game, should be fairly susceptible to the Klinks' just onslaught of just blur piercing arrows. Ogre sitting down the mid lane, he's second to lowest on farm. Shaker looks to be going for basically the Blink Dagger for now, and Ogre going a different direction, actually going for the Aghanim Scepter. I would say let Alk farm it to you. Basically, ward up the jungle, have him farm there, and just have him buy your team's Aghanim Scepters, because that's a valid strat too. That will save both farming space and will grant Huskar, Ogre, and the Spirit Breaker a lot of gold. Be gaining them a ridiculous amount of gold. So if you can have your Alchemist farm up everybody and kind of get the Magnum Scepters, that could be a great benefit. Crystal Maiden, the fight has been cut off. The punch hook will miss. Crystal Maiden, she can go right back in with the ultimate. Lets it rip, bust the dunk. Immediate burst down of 3 heroes. And now the turnaround, maybe from the dire side, it's only the Juggernaut and the Crystal Maiden left. And the Alk just munching through 2, and now maybe taking on a 3rd. Has the Unstable Concoction, just needs to blow it. Gets it off, and now the Acid Spray to boot. This Crystal Maiden should not be standing a chance whatsoever. One more right click. He's not fast enough just yet. This Crystal Nova needs to wear off. He has another one, but not going to be going for the kill. 3 for 3 is the final result going to be. But top lane, Clinks, just going through tower upon tower upon tower. And had they had him for that fight, that would have been basically a team wipe. I don't think Gal could sustain the damage. So it's going to be 3 for 3 trade plus a tower. So that's a win for the Radiants though. They're still finding positive exchanges basically wherever they go. So Alk, the man this Radiant team or this Dire team are going to be looking to. He's got an AC, he's got a Hand of Midas, and he's got 2.8k gold. Is it the Aghanim Scepter that he's going to be buying for somebody? I would hope that it's for the Ogre, just because of the multicast would be so perfect at this point, just to get that multicast Fire Blast, but I'm not sure what he's going to be doing. And I'm kind of surprised that he isn't skilling the multicast. He did this year. I was like, what, is he putting points in the stats now? That would be downright crazy. But yeah, the Ogre walking up towards that mid lane. The fight might occur. The jump forward from the Phantom Assassin right into the Crystal Maiden's wrath of absolute frostiness. And Huskar just gonna be jumping in too, taking an enchant totem to the face, clinks off to the back, munching through the Ogre Mage. There's nothing he can do. The Juggernaut Omni Slash will be going everywhere, but it needs to go. But man, this Clinks, he's godlike now, and his damage output is just incredible. Shaker, Lord Shaker, with the Helmet of God. And now Clinksy Boy will be taking on the Roshan. And Pudgy. Yeah, he's just going to be, well, almost going fresh meat on him. Just going to be trying to take down this somewhat simple little Roshan right here. Nice and quiet Roshan. And should be going the way of, yep, the Clinks. And Juggernaut will be getting a Battle Fury. I'm not positive on what the hell this is. But man, oh man, is it going to be entertaining. Pudge. Blade of Alacrity in hand. He's going for the Aghanim Scepter, I'd say. I like to build the heart before the Aghanim Scepter, but then again, I like the change, basically. I like to just have massive damage whenever I pop the Dismember. But Aghanim Scepter can be purchased earlier if you, like Pudge right now, has a decent amount of Flesh Heap stacks. Ogre is just going to get munched through again. He should end up going down from this. Nope, he's actually not. It's going to be the Clinks. Now the Ogre is going to go down. Out goes the Aegis, and there is no skeleton walk for him. He popped it a bit too soon. Going to be trying to run away. He might have a shot at this, though the Stifling Dagger is not going to allow him to. And Huskar will be taking that kill for 1.1k gold. And not a good exchange. A bit of a misjudgment there from Clinksy Boy. Jugs. I still got the Battle Fury. Sneaky like a sneak Earthshaker. Will be on the Blink Dagger. did finally get it in his hand, so he is very much ready to rock and roll. Pudge. Yeah, Blade of Alacrity, yeah, of course. Same as before, he's still going for that Aghanim Scepter. Trying to look for something here. The Guardian Greaves have been completed by Crystal Maiden. I would say, yeah, Blink Dagger would suit her quite well. Phantom Assassin, she's got the Basher. No Battle Fury for extra farming.
This should make my life easier.
They saw them down the bottom lane there. The ward is going to go down, and they probably know that the Ogre warded too. Their hook will be on point, and bye-bye Ogre Magi. Rather unfortunate for him, and the Alec will just be going all-out farming mode now. He's got a Radiance. This man will be a last-hitting machine. And I cannot emphasize how much machine means in this, because he's going to be getting so much gold. His GPM is higher than anybody in the game right now. Only by 1 on top of the Clinks, but man oh man is it going to be fast now. Especially on the pushes too, because that's something the Dire side needs. I mean, they don't really have great pushers, and yeah, Alchemist is not going for the Battle Fury. That's going to be slowing their approach, but Radiance is going to be amping it up very much. So Alc is basically set to go for the next little while here in Block Master. Scott Mithril Hammer Ogre Club. Not able to sight out the Clinks there. He's still, yeah, going to be sitting up in that jungle. I think he's scouting for the Alchemist, trying to burn him out. Of course, they don't realize that he has the Radiance just yet. It is also going to be making a massive impact in the team fights, combined with his aura minus armor. Up in the woods, we got Crystal Maiden, Earthshaker, Pudge. Sitting there ready for the pickup, but I don't think they're going to be committing. Yep, no resources committed just yet. They're kind of suspicious, seeing the fact that every single hero on the entire map is missing. So they know that the gank is probably going to be happening at some point down the road, and they don't dare push high ground until the threat has been dealt with, and for good reason, because this Radiant team, if they get the proper execution off, they're going to be kicking so much ass. Alchemist, all of his camps have been stolen. They don't see anybody for now. Actually, they do have a ward down right there, so that should be scouting out at least some of the jungle. This area and this area, so they will be seeing the PA coming back up. Well, if they look at their screen and not their minimap. Now the push is back on mid. Now it's 5-man push. But are they going to commit through? It's kind of a stalemate here. Neither team really knows what they want to do. Pudge is waiting there with a hook. It should be far enough to at least connect with something. Doesn't go for it just yet. Still wants to wait. Huskar, I don't know if he saw him. Could have seen him. They're waiting for the initiation. They're waiting for the Clinks. They need the Shaker. There are so many units in the area. He can just commit so easily now. He's got to be the first man on the money, but it's off a bit late, and now the initiation started on the Dire side. They immediately kill off the Crystal Maiden. Pudge, though, trying to commit through. In comes the dunk as well, and it's going to be a full team wipe. Oh my word. Proper initiation there by the Dire side, but just ended up getting munched through immediately. So much damage coming out from the Klinkson. The Echo Slam was on the money as well. That almost, yeah, did the 1,500 damage alone. But yeah, the Juggernaut with the Omni Slash, almost 4 grand in damage. And Dire, they really never got anything out. The Spirit Breaker, he didn't get a charge, he didn't get a Nether Strike. He got nothing off, and likewise with the Huskar, didn't even pop the Life Break. Alchemist was the only one with real damage, and yeah, so was the Huskar actually. And Ogre, all he managed to do was pop the Ignite, and that does practically no damage. He really needs to commit the Fire Blast rather than the Ignite. And now the tier 3 might fall. The Clinks is just pushing through. He's got a BKB and everything. He's going to be absolutely fine. Ogre Magi, there's nothing he can do here. And the question is, nope, they should probably not be committing any further. They're lacking ultis. And they got a tier 3, and they got a positive fight. They have just taken off like a rocket. S and Y for the Juggernaut. So, a bit of a strange build. I would probably have done it in a different order. Either go for the S and Y and the Battle Fury first, and then work into Aghanim Scepter. It does, yeah, basically it gives you an extra level in Aghanim, or in your Omni Slash. It's what it does. But yeah, S and Y and Battle Fury. It's Battle Fury if you're playing Farming Jugs, S and Y if you're playing Fighting Jugs, and Aghanim Scepter if you're just playing Shoot Me Jugs. Shoot me, kill me, whatever. Nah, I'm just kidding, Crazy Larry. If you're watching this. Yeah, basically I'm not... it has to be said, I've said this in past videos, I'm not a massive fan of the Aghanim Scepter Juggernaut. I feel it kind of undermines some of the purpose of the hero. The Omni Slash is good, but it's a lot to invest 4.2k gold into 3 more jumps of an Omni Slash of an ultimate. It's a lot to invest an entire slot, plus 4.2k gold. I would rather have something... some other farming item like a bash or something like that to combo up with that, because he's going to be running out of space, and especially with going for the Battle Fury. Of course, that's only a farming item, but it's... if the game goes late, he's going to run out of space. And that's when you're kind of, yeah, dragging back, like kind of limiting yourself when you're selling out the Aghanim Scepter from when you had it before. Roshan's not going to be back up yet. Crystal Maiden's sitting in the area. I'm not entirely positive on why. She's got her Blink Dagger. Pudge is in there too, and they might actually end up finding them unless the Pudge finds the PA first. They might just be juking out. Oh, the hook misses. Now PA blinking forward. Bye-bye Crystal Maiden. But is it going to be bye-bye Pudge to Jet? Yes, it very much is. He's going to end up going out immediately. Tries to munch through the PA, but the power of the Aghanim Scepter is not going to be enough to keep him alive. But on the other side of the map, the Clinks is just going to be pushing through, and he's going for the Crystal. It's just, I don't give a damn. I'm going to push your tower regardless, and I'm going to get the last hits. Yeah, he's basically got it. If it is a Crystallis. He's got the Demon Edge first. That's a Crystallis right there. But at bottom lane, they're going to be pushing it up. I don't think they can quite get the tier 2 unless they're ridiculously fast. And yeah, Clink's being prepared, buying up the town portal scroll. So, Biblical Heroine, salute to you. You've been doing a great job on that, Clink's 12-1. And he's might actually be applying some pressure to the tier 3s here. The Bara is going to be coming down, but there's nothing he can do. It's a level 13 versus 23. This Spirit Breaker has practically nothing to deal with this Clinks. And like I said, yeah, the push is not going to happen, but then again, the Roshan is going to happen, and with the no Radiant Ward being in the area, they have no clue that both racks are exposed, basically. Clinks, yeah, you can actually just go ahead and push mid and try to go for the set of racks there. But then again, when they realize that the Roshan has gone probably to the PA, that could be a pretty good cause for a bit of panic. Oh man, Crystal Maiden gonna be walking right into the pit. Now they know it's happening, but it's way too late. PA also actually going for the late Battle Fury. You want that in reverse order, my dear. You don't want the Basher first. Again, Battle Fury is a farming item. It's genuinely not very good as a fighting item. Does grant you a large amount of regen and a bit of damage, but it's mainly a farming item, just because of the cleave. Juggernaut seems to be going for the for some evasion too. That's actually quite good. That's going to be forcing the PA out into a bit of an uncomfortable position of buying an MKB, where she could be going for an Assault Cuirass or something like that. But then again, yeah, Alcast already got the Assault Cuirass, so not entirely positive on what she would actually go for. Probably just not MKB. It is another item that she's forced to buy, so that's always something that you don't really want to happen. Clinks, he's got the Daedalus now, can really lay out some serious damage. Hook is going to be off the point, but not Clinks. He's just going to be munching through this PA. 1,000 in crit, so much damage. Stun up again. All he needs to do is hit her once or twice, and there he goes. That's the death of the PA. And now the dire side, they cannot afford to continue. How is the buyback looking? It is not available. So they can actually push. If they catch this ogre, they can actually push it. Nice stun. Will be blocking off the ogre. And he will end up going down. No problem. One more slash and there it is. Juggernaut also getting his game on. He's now dominating. They need to push though. They need to find that mid lane. Unless Clinks is just going to try to backdoor. He is just going to try to backdoor it. Oh man, the damage. He's found a double damage rune. Can probably not commit through. But man oh man, can they take the tower. If he really wanted to. The push is taking quite long though. It's only the Juggernaut pushing for now. But then again, yeah, he is their strongest pushing hero. If that would be like... That would be my reason for picking up a Battle Fury at this point. It would be just for the push. Because they're kind of lacking push. 43 minutes in and here we go. Up towards the high ground. Huskar on the pause.
Here we go.
Ogre Magi deciding that that was not the pause that he wanted, so just going to be resuming the game right off the bat. We haven't taken a look at the graphs for a very long time here. It was 10k in the Radiant's favor. It's climbing back up there. It does look a lot like they'll take it in the end, seeing the fact that they have superior map control, superior fight, and generally just superior damage. This Clinks is doing an amazing job. He is carrying his team to victory right now. And Shaker and Crystal Maiden been a great team so far. They've been landing some nice support-ish plays with some nice Frostbites, Crystal Novus, and Fusing Fields. And first Shaker, just the Fishers has really been on point. He's had 1 or 2 misses, but then again, that's what you sort of expect. Other than that, he's been right on point with actually landing his Fishers on the right side of the hero. Alchemist is just gonna be committing the unstable concoction, but damn, the ulti out from this Crystal Maiden. Just doing so much work, but then again, it's just still going to be a 2-for-1 trade, and they couldn't really afford to have this happen. The question is, can they still fight? 50 seconds. It looks to be the dire side's push. They have everything but the Chemical Rage available to him. Oh man, that's going to be straight onto the Juggernaut, but the ulti out from the Shaker, just killing off everybody. It's going to be an ultra kill for the Juggernaut. My god. What a team fight. Holy shit. The combination plays. Wow. That was impressive. That was very impressive. I'll grant you that, Juggernaut, and Sneaky like a sneak. That was awesome. And they can still push. It's only the Spirit Breaker back up. The Shaker doesn't even need to go back at this point. They've got so much space to work with. And this could actually even mean Rax. Yeah, this is definitely Rax. Wow, that is a bit harsh on the support. Spirit Breaker charging through. He's got nothing basically. He's got a BKB, but Clinks has got crits. So you know, that's not gonna help you much, and those Raxes are gonna be falling super duper fast. Same with the little structures there where there are no effigies. No effigies in this game. Maybe on Radiant side? Nope, no effigies. Actually kind of surprising. But man oh man, now it's a pair of exposed tier 4s. And Radiant, they're playing it so patiently. I'm actually liking this play, even though that it'll be... Like, mainly you genuinely want to be seeing, like, the massive plays and the big team fights and such, but I like this patient play from the Radiant. I actually like it a lot. They're not making mistakes. They're not doing anything that could jeopardize their win. And apparently I'm getting messages through Skype right now, so that is not really what I want to happen. If I could quit Skype, that would be very, very great. Quit Skype? Quit Skype. There it is. I'm very, very sorry about that. I don't know how loud that was, but that was not intentional. Clinks sitting inside of enemy territory. He could drop the bomb onto the Ogre Magi, and the stun was in place. One more crit and he should be done. There it is. Actually double crits out from the Clinks then. There's nothing that PA can do. Huskar just reconnected. And it's going to be, yeah, 50 to 30. So this game is not going to be lasting a whole lot longer unless the Dyers somehow manage to turn things around. But with their poor team fight, I just don't think it's going to happen. The PA is getting up to speed. Husker is getting there too, but Alchemist is there, but his damage impact has kind of, well, deteriorated quite fast. Even with his Chemical Rage, and just, yeah, generally Radiant's fights has been way better, and with the Klings roaming, kind of taking care of all everybody who goes for the solo plays, they should be fine. But yeah, they might have to stay mid for this one. There is an Echo Slam available, in it comes. It drops the ball, and in comes the Fissure too. Husker manages to dodge it, but there's no dodging the Klings damage, and the hook out from Budge gets another kill. That'll be a buyback from the Husker. This Ogre gonna be committing his little unstable concoction, but it's not gonna happen. Godlike is crazy Larry. In comes the Husker jump, but that's a dieback for him immediately. Triple kill for Biblical Heroine, and now it's gonna be maybe an ultra kill if he finds a crit somehow. He can just straight go for a skeleton walk right into some damage. Is it gonna be a crit? Yes, it is. Ultra kill for the little skeleton man, and that is definitely gonna be GG. That is it. It's over. Game was good, and game was especially sweet for the Radiant side. They seem to be somewhat in control all the way through, with just having superior team fights. And just that finish, though, it was basically the Echo Slam combined with that Omni Slash that basically did, yeah, that basically ended up winning them the game. And man, oh man, was it a beautiful one. I would like to kind of go for an analysis, but I'm busy as balls right now, so really, I'm gonna have to go super fast. Thank you so much for submitting it. Submit more of these. This was an amazing game. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember, giveaway is on Thursday. Bit longer than I expected, but it's just because I don't have time today and I don't have time tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.